Welcome to my On the Line show presented by MySportsResults.com and sponsored by Marathon Sports and the Foss Running Camp. My interviews feature some of Connecticut's top cross country and track and field athletes, teams, and coaches. But in this episode, I want to warmly welcome D'Asia Duncan of Bloomfield High School, who just finished fifth in the heptathlon with a score of 5,065, setting a Connecticut state record in the process. I want to welcome you to the show, D'Asia, and I'm very excited to have you on as well.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. But anyways, we have a lot to get into this episode, so I'm just going to jump right in. But I'll start off by asking about your most recent performance in the heptathlon at New Balance Nationals, just kind of so I can get a gauge. How do you feel about this performance, and what does setting a state record mean to you?
I'm very happy with this performance. It was just like a really big accomplishment. And obviously that was the goal to set the state record. Like I was looking for that even like last year when I did the heptathlon. So yeah, I knew I could do it and I'm glad that it came together at the right time and I was able to like break the record.
Yeah, no, and I mean, that was such an incredible performance, and you showcased a ton of versatility with that. So, how have you developed into a heptathlete, and what initially drew you to the event at such a young age?
So it kind of came like randomly, honestly, because I feel like it was an indoor meet and they had like a pentathlon and I was like I don't remember what age I was, but they just put me in it just to see like what I could do. And I was really good in the high jump and I was decent in the hurdles and they could tell like I was just like it was easy for me. So eventually I just kept working on it each event and I was a multi like since I was little. Like I did the triathlon, then pentathlon, then obviously to the heptathlon. So yeah, so we've been working on it for years and putting all the events together.
No, I think that's so cool that you've been doing it from such a young age. And it's definitely that training has really paid off over the years. I also noticed that you really did well in the 800 meter at nationals. I mean, I ran the 800 meter myself, so just curious, how have you really built yourself into a middle distance athlete along with all of these other events on top of that?
Yeah, so I did cross country this year and I did it last year. So that obviously helps with like my endurance and everything. And the workouts is the main thing because they are different. Like my coach gives me these longer workouts, one to help with my 400 hurdles and 300 hurdles, but it also helps with my 800. And yeah, I feel like the 800 to me is also fun. I like running it. So I feel like once you know how to run it and like mentally get through it, then you'll do good.
No,
And
I
I
mean,
feel like I executed it well at nationals. And it was good because I knew there was a girl going in who had like a faster time and I knew it was gonna be good to pace off of her. And that's what I did. And I ran a really great time, 2:13. So I was happy with that.
no, I was about to say that time is like insane, especially given all of the other events that you have to do. So huge props on that. I mean, the 800 meter is really, like you said, all about the mental battle. So I think that's really impressive that you were able to just get through that and, get through that mental battle. I know that you really specialize in hurdling. So what really separates you as a hurdler, and how has this impacted your approach going into heptathlons?
Hurdles has been like my main, like I would always say that would be my favorite event outside the heptathlon. Like if they say which one's your favorite, I'd be like, I think the hurdles because it's so fun to me. It also came natural like everything else. Like that one, I really enjoyed, and there's still things I have to work on with it, but I've done really good with it. Like when state opens and all the state series and stuff with that. So yeah, and I think the thing that helps with the heptathlon is that it sets it off and it gives you a good amount of points. So since it's the first event and I'm pretty like good at it, that it encouraged me to keep doing good for the rest of the event. And yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's all about getting off on that good foot to open an event. And I saw that you also contributed to the 4 by 400 meter relay. I know that Bloomfield has really built itself into a sprinting powerhouse, especially on the women's side. So how have you really developed a relationship with the girls on both the sprinting team and the jumping team?
Most of the jumpers are also like sprinters or like do like those events. So, running wise, we all train together and we all have a like good connection and support each other. Everybody goes through like ups and downs and we're all teenagers at the end of the day. So we just try to uplift each other and on our like bad days and stuff and be there for each other and always support and want the best for each other. So regarding like the relays, we tell each other like we know that it requires all of us to do our part and yeah, just be there for the team and lock in whenever we have to do that. We always pray before we run. And I feel like that brings us closer together and yeah. I like it's different because last year I was always a starter and this year we switched some things up and I'm anchor this year. So but yeah, it was different. I liked it.
How did you really adapt to being the anchor on that squad?
Yeah, so it's different because starting off, it's like I could start and put us in a good position, and it requires them to like sorry, requires them to like finish. And anchor, it's more like wherever we are, it's either I hold it or I try to move us up. And yeah, so I feel like it kind of requires a little bit more push, but I have it in me, and I've shown to run a good anchor spot this season. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, but I think we're going to move into our first commercial break, so we'll be right back to our interview with D'Asia Duncan after we take a quick break for this message from our sponsor, Marathon Sports. Welcome back to our chat with D'Asia Duncan. As I touched upon earlier, versatility is really key to heptathlon success. So just how have you really embraced versatility with your training?
Yeah, so it requires a really like versatile schedule as well. At practice, I would have to there would be days where I have to do two events from the heptathlon. Like I always have to incorporate every single event throughout the week of practice. Um, but the main time that we do it is during like our dual meets on Tuesdays because I do like I would try to do three events of like one of each of the events to work on it every Tuesday. And yeah, so that helps. And then practice, we try to get as much as we can during the season before it hits the like state series because then I have to specifically focus on like the ones that I'm doing at states and everything. But before that, yeah, every week I try to do like two at a time. So it'll be like hurdles and long jump or if it's a longer like endurance workout, let's kind of have it on its own. Then maybe we'll do a little throw or something. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I kind of separate them all. What has been your biggest struggle with having to train for all these different events?
Recovery, like, you're gonna feel it. So I have to make sure like that I recover myself the right way, like take my ice baths, get in my Normatec boots and stretch every night and everything. Yeah.
No, I think it's all about the small things when it comes to being an athlete. I think that's great that you really focus on that recovery. And I got to ask, what was your experience like competing in track and field again at such a young age, especially specifically at the Junior Olympics?
Yes, so I asked for track. So I put my all into it, and I feel like the Junior Olympics is really fun. Like it made me love track even more and want to continue going into high school and past that. So yes, because it was so fun and I was doing well at it and made so many new friends and connections and meeting people all over. Yeah, it just made me want to be a better athlete.
No, that's awesome. And you really have been a winner at every part of your life ever since you were young. So has winning just become an expectation for you, and how have you remained so consistent?
Yes, I love to put my best foot forward and Uh, yes, I've won most of my hurdle races this season, and I continue to do that for next season. But yeah, it's really just doing my best and PRing because at the end of the day, I have to run against the clock and myself and push my competition as well.
Yeah, no, that's great. And really, last season you competed for Team USA. So I think that's so cool. So again, what was that experience like?
That was one of the best experiences because I got my passport just for that because I never went out of the country before. So yes, I did the 400-meter hurdles there and I had got a PR. It was a different, like, because I don't know if it was like an updated track, so it definitely felt a little harder. So I was really surprised I was able to run faster there. And I placed third, which was such a surreal moment. Like I was when I crossed the line and realized I came third, I was so happy and everybody was so happy for me. And I knew this would just open so many doors and it was great.
And I got to ask, just given that you've competed at such a high level throughout your life, what is the ultimate goal for you as an athlete?
Obviously, I'm hoping to go to the Olympics one day. That would be amazing, the biggest goal of mine. So that's what I'm putting all of this towards.
No, and yeah, I mean, I really hope to see you in the Olympics. That'd be really cool. And I got to ask, what Olympian do you look up to most and why?
Sydney McLaughlin and Masai Russell, the hurdlers. Um, I feel Sydney, she just is greatness. Like I feel like many people look up to her. She's the definition of like that, and she's very humble and um, yeah, she has a relationship with God, and that's a big thing. And it's like she's very inspirational. And Masai, she's real. Everyone's been through their ups and downs, and she's shown to like how her journey has been, and it's like yeah, and it's motivational.
No, I mean, Sydney McLaughlin is exceptional. I mean, she's just incredible to watch, especially at the hurdles. So I love that answer. And with so many accolades to your name, what do you consider to be your biggest breakthrough performance throughout your career?
Yeah, so I always have really great performances. I would have said before the heptathlon, probably my USA thing, but now I think it's my heptathlon because it showed how much I could progress in 1 year, and it's very promising for the future and the big things I could do.
No, I think I love that. So I think we're going to move to our second commercial break of this interview, but we'll be right back with our interview with D'Asia Duncan after take a quick break for this message from our sponsor, the Foss Running Camp.
On the Line with Grant Walters is sponsored by Foss Running Camp, an overnight cross-country camp for middle and high school athletes of all abilities, located in nearby Torrington, Connecticut, August 14th through 19th. Go to fossrunningcamp.com for more information. Foss.
Well, welcome back to our chat with D'Asia Duncan. This part will focus on more fun and personal questions. So, just kind of looking at your website, how have you really been able to build a brand for yourself?
After all my accomplishments, I like to just, my mom definitely helped a lot with this. She obviously made like the everything and I would like tell her everything that needs to be on there and pictures and approve everything. But yeah, I just like showing my life through there and showing how far I've come. And I hope it's like for people to see and be motivated to keep going. And yeah.
You were also a multi-sport athlete, especially when you were younger. What was your favorite sport to play?
I was younger. I did so many, but I think volleyball or dance. I definitely miss dance. But I still do volleyball. I think I might do it this like season. But yeah, volleyball I did longer. I did like I think 4 years. Um, yeah. But dance, it was like the thing where it was like either dance or track, and I chose track ultimately. So yeah,
No, that's cool. And sorry, what type of dance did you do when you were younger?
I did hip hop and acrobatic
Nice, nice.
because I was
And
also a gymnast.
oh, cool. Oh, wow. Okay, so like really like checking all the boxes. That's really cool that you were able to do all that. And I also noticed that you were really interested in cooking as well. So what sparked this interest?
Yes, my mom was a big cooker. I would just be in the kitchen always wanting to help and do stuff and she would like teach me what to do and stuff. So yeah, then we had like a little channel and I would like and then yeah, so people would see that on YouTube and then I had like a thing where I would like cook with like little kids or like cook with people or even adults and stuff. So that was a really great experience meeting new people and cooking with them. Yeah.
I was about to say, how did you come up with the idea for Dee in the kitchen?
Yes, because my nickname's Dee Dee.
Yeah.
And then obviously I was cooking in the kitchen. I don't know, it just came. It was like that's really smooth, honestly.
No, wait, that's so cool. I absolutely love the name. I think that, like you said, that's a smooth name. And I also got to ask, how did horseback riding become a passion of yours as well?
Yes, I'm trying to think how I even got into that. I think I just, I was pretty wild. I would tell my mom, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that." And she would try her best to put me in it. So, yeah, I think I just had like was like, "Oh, I want to do horseback riding one day," and she brought me there, and it was just really fun. And they taught me all this new stuff, and I would love riding the horses. Yeah.
Nice. And just you've been able to try out so many things. So how is really stepping out of your comfort zone and just trying everything been a pivotal part of your identity?
It's great. I feel like I can connect with many things. Like people say they play the sport, I'd be like, oh yeah, I did too, and I would understand what they're talking about. They just want to talk about it as long as like when I just want to talk about track, like I have that connection. Um, and yeah, just I feel like it made me a better athlete as well. Um, Learning like all these different sports and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. And I got to ask, as someone that's an aspiring sports broadcaster, I saw that you did this as well. So, what was the experience like with interviewing Olympians such as Shelly Ann Fraser, Price, Justin Gatlin, and Alexis Holmes? How did that really influence that passion?
It was great. Was it my first time? I think it was my first time at Penn Relays, or it could have been my second. But yes, just meeting all of them was like really cool, and it just made me want to like be where they are one day. Um, and yes, I knew Lexi for a long time because she grew up like close by to where we are. And Justin Gatlin, yes, we had a really close connection. And Shelly and Fraser, that was really cool to meet like the Jamaicans and everybody. Like I just loved it.
No, because I was about to say, like, Shelly Ann Fraser Price is an icon in the Olympic world. So
Yes,
that's awesome that you got to.
that was so crazy.
Yeah, no, that like I would have been starstruck. That is insane that you got to do
And I
that.
know I was younger at the time. I was definitely nervous up there. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah,
I
no.
was acting like, oh my gosh, what did I say? What did I say?
No, it'd be like that. Like it's definitely intimidating. But that's so cool that you got to do that again. What advice did you glean from these athletes during those interviews?
Honestly, I can't really remember what was said in those interviews, but they just said to like keep going and stuff, basically.
Nice. Nice. And what really drew you to sports broadcasting, and would you like to potentially pursue this as a career after your athletic one?
Sports broadcasting was just like really interesting because you get an insight of what they're thinking and what they want to like let everybody know about their races and where they are in track. So that inspired me like as a younger athlete. And then I I don't know, maybe in the future I would do sports broadcasting. Right now, I don't think I will, but it's definitely an interest.
And I also got to ask, you've moved around the country throughout your life as well. So how has this impacted you and built your identity?
Yeah, so I am from Connecticut, and then I moved to Florida for a couple years, and that was definitely a different environment, far from Connecticut. So it showed me the different aspects to track. There's different levels and stuff, and there's different coaching styles, and just really opened my eyes about this track world.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. And what brought you to Bloomfield? And how have you liked coming back to Connecticut as well?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm from Connecticut, and I was for my AU program. It was Central Connecticut Jaguars, which was located in Bloomfield. So most of the girls who went to Bloomfield High School, I knew because I did youth track with them. So when I had to choose, obviously I chose there because I was like, I want to go into a place where I know people. It doesn't have to be like fully fresh start. And yeah, and I knew they were great athletes as well, keeping up with their stuff, and was just a good fit.
Nice. And
Oh,
I,
and yeah, the everything has been good and stuff.
yeah,
Connected
no,
well.
no, that's so great that you have that type of chemistry with the girls on that squad as well. And how have you been influenced to also raise money for breast cancer awareness? I saw that was also a prominent part of your website.
Yes, so I did have a tumor in my breast that it was a really crucial part of my life because we obviously at the time didn't know what it was. We didn't know. It was scary because it could have been breast cancer, because we didn't know if it was cancerous or not. Luckily, it was benign, but just going through that moment and seeing how it could have affected my family and my mom was going through, and like even my mental and everything, it could have affected so much that we want to always, now more than ever, like oh, raise awareness for this, which I've been doing, and I'm so happy, like for doing that for everybody. And I raised so much money at school. It was just like I think like 3 days I did stuff. I did a bake sale and I think a pajama day, and then we had like this poster that they would sign and put their names on for like they would just put $1 in or something. And I raised almost $1,000, so that was really great.
No, I think that's awesome. And I really hope that, everything is good health wise for you. So, yeah, that must have been a scary experience. So I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Um, and just on this subject of your family as well, how they supported you as an athlete, as a person, and as a student as well.
Yes, my family is super supportive. Along I have many like supporters who are there for me as well. But yes, my family, my mom's like my main one. She's always there and has been there from the start and brought me to where I am today. And yeah, they're just there like they're super encouraging. Like I have a lot of family. Every time they see me, they always want to talk about my track, and it's like they see me here. I'm such a star. This, is that. I was like, thank you. Like it's just great to like be that for my family. Yeah.
Awesome. And this is the final question, but as a top tier athlete, what impact do you want to have on others, and how do you wish to stamp your legacy?
Yes, so I would love to have a big impact on people and to show them that they could like go as far as they want as long as they keep going and are determined and put in that work. And that's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of challenges, but you have to keep going and persevere. And yeah, that you could do it
Yeah.
no matter what. And like I said, I would like to keep going to the Olympics and hopefully go pro and everything. And I would like to keep stamping my name in the record books and
Well, I think you're well on to that trajectory. So again, I want to wish you the best of luck, Deja, and thank you so much again for being on the show. It was a pleasure having you as a guest.
of course, thank you so much.
Of course. And to all the fans listening, this is Grant Walters for On the Line signing off. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you again.